Today I'm here with
Lushen Governor,
Lushen Governor.
formerly from Maritzburg. Here in Durban now about going 1.5 months, but I was here from 2017. I went home for the first lockdown.
Sure.
Because they was like gathering all of us and putting us like in a place where we didn't know where we were gonna be.
Okay.
And the problem was they were gonna put you in a place where you couldn't get this drug. And another problem is if you don't have it, you suffer.
Okay. We'll get to that.
Right.
Lushen Governor
Yes.
that grew up in Maritzburg. How old is Lushen?
31.
31 this year.
Yes.
Okay. If you'd had to describe it, how would you describe your childhood? Growing up in Maritzburg. What school did you go to?
I've been to about 5 different schools.
Okay.
I've been to Regina, I've been to 3 primary schools and 2 high schools, and then from high school I've been to a reformatory in Tongat, Boys Town. So that was my last schooling years.
Sure.
I got discharged here in 2007.
Okay. So 3 primary schools.
Yes. And 2 high schools.
What's the story behind that? Were you guys moving around a lot, or were you just?
I never grew up with my mother or my father.
Okay.
I grew up with my granny, so she tried her best to make sure that I had everything. And
sure.
Yeah, she was trying. It's just that I wasn't thinking at that time that this lady is trying to help me to give me a better life.
Sure. So you're growing up with your grandmother. Who's in this house?
It's just me and her.
Just you two?
Yes. She had her own house. She was actually renting. She had her own house, so her son took a bond on the house and he sold the house and then he kicked her out.
Yo, hectic.
So that's how we moved to Johannesburg. I ended up schooling in Rosley Primary in Yeovil.
Okay, so you're in Maritzburg maybe till what age? Or maybe what grade?
Actually, always up and down.
Okay.
I really cannot tell you the years, but I was always up and down. Wherever I'm going, I come back to Maritzburg because that's where I was formerly from.
Okay.
My whole family stays there.
Okay, all right. So how did it end up being just you and your grand?
They were actually my mother's side family. How can I put it to you? A family that's not, how I can say, that's not strict.
Sure.
They let you do what you want to do, and that's the reason why this is the outcome.
Sure.
They let you do everything.
Yeah. So was it your decision or the family's decision for you to live with the grand?
It was my family's decision because I was actually 2 months old.
Okay.
When my granny took me over. So from 2 months old till 18 years old, I was with her. Okay,
so is the situation that your mom, the side of the family, from 2 months, your mom's side, was your mom maybe not coping, or was your mom?
It's not that she had other children. She had her own life to think, and it's not like I really worried also.
Sure.
Because I love my granny.
Sure.
So I didn't really concentrate.
Try to figure out like why did I end up living here?
I didn't
these other people
until I reached 18 years old.
Okay, sure.
That's when I figured out.
Alright. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Maybe we'll get to that at a later stage. So you're living with your grand, just you two.
Yes.
And you're moving around.
Yes.
So how would you say your grand raised you, or at least was trying to raise you?
She used corporal punishment.
Sure.
Meaning, you'll get a hiding just for if you do something wrong.
Sure.
It was very strict.
Sure.
Yeah, she was strict, but it was supposed to be for my own good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, and then your dad's side of the family?
That's her.
Oh, she's your dad's side of the family. Okay.
And even though he's part of my granny side, but he wasn't in my life. I've never seen him. Never seen him because he wasn't around. He was also the same.
Sure.
Here, there, and he never come near me.
Sure. Even though you're living with his mom, essentially.
Yes.
It's like you just.
Yes.
So what is it? Is him and his mom relationship strained as well? Because I would imagine maybe like if he's going to see his mom, you're there, so he's
The
going to see
reason
you.
all that happened was because my granny didn't want my mother for him in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So he had to stay away from my granny in order to carry on with my mother.
Oh, okay. I get it. All right, so you're growing up, you go to 3 different primary schools.
I ended up in reformatory.
Okay.
Because I was under social worker care.
Okay. This is what now? Is this still in primary school? This, I think you said
This
this
is
is
high school. This is
All
high
right,
school.
so you go in high school. What were the events that led to you?
When I started going to high school, I went out of control.
Sure.
I started smoking, taka, drinking, fighting a lot. And I wasn't following any rules or taking anyone's, how I can say, I wasn't listening to anyone.
Sure.
I was out of control. So my social worker ended up giving me warnings and warnings. The school ended up giving me warnings until they said, okay, right, you know what, you have to put in there.
Sure.
So they admitted me there in 2005.
Okay.
Oh no, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I came out there in 2007.
Okay. This is at the. So what is this place now?
It's a reformatory. It's only boys there. You go to a school that's outside. It's like a boarding school.
It's one of these places called. I think I've heard of a place called Boys Town or something.
Same
like that.
thing.
Oh.
Janazano, Girls and Boys Town.
Okay. So now, what is life there? Like, what is, so do you live here? You go to school here and you live here?
To be honest, I think it was not strict enough there.
Sure.
Because I also actually did my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing that stopped me there or helped me there in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked that place. Bottom line.
Sure, because you probably like, now you're not even going to get into arguments with your gran or whatever.
You leave the place when you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You drink when you want to. You smoke when you want to. Do whatever you want to. There was no one 24/7 that's guarding you.
Sure.
You're stealing the things. You're going and selling it. You're smoking the money.
So who's here? Is there no, like, are they?
There is staff there, but the staff is not so strict.
Sure. And they're not really. They just doing
their job. They wasn't trained to look after us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the boys that were there with me are not boys to have just anyone to look after.
I get it.
You have to be 24/7 behind them.
Sure.
Now this staff will be sitting somewhere or sleeping somewhere and not guarding. So we used to come out the windows, burn the place, do things that was not allowed.
Sure.
In the end, they almost tried to kill me. They nailed my room door shut. They burnt my room while I was sleeping. I managed to wake up in time and come out, break the fiberglass window and come out in time. So that's how I got discharged.
Yeah.
Because my life was at risk.
This is who now, like, this is
the boys
happening amongst you guys.
Yes. Because I was a threat to them actually also at the same time, because I used to burn their things, burn their toes, do things to hurt them, like.
Sure.
At that time, I wasn't thinking I was hurting. I was playful because I should be so drugged up.